Hello, everybody. I'm Lee Cole 3, and I'm with my partner, James Proctor. James, how are you doing today?
Hey, doing really good, Lee. How are you?
Fine, thank you. We're going to have a discussion about Sammy Gravano again because he deserves it.
Yes,
And
he does.
we have a lot of interesting things going on behind the scenes with Sammy Gravano. He's having trouble right now being loyal to the people that come to his side, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean that's just something that we're seeing now, but it's just something that is part of his makeup, his personality, and unfortunately, it's affecting people that try to align with him.
Now, I had a phone call from Jeff Nadeau, this handsome fellow right here. Okay, let me put him up. And Jeff Nadeau said Jeff Nadeau did something behind a paywall with Dominic Cicale, and it was based on. Give us a kind of a rundown on what it was on, without getting too much into. Because Dominic Cicale, from what I understand, is going to talk about it Friday or
Yeah,
Tuesday. So just give us
yeah,
the basic rundown of what happened.
yeah. So he has a Patreon channel, and so Jeff does that with Dominic, and so they had a discussion, about an interview that Sammy did with him, and so there's just some disagreements about the interview, about where it would be, where you the platform it would be on. I guess it's supposed to be on YouTube, and he didn't do that. He's doing it behind a paywall, and so basically just not going abiding by what was agreed to, and
And
it
I'm taking
just
it Dominic's not too happy right now with him.
right. And so he's dealing with stuff about it, and he talks about it on the Patreon channel, and he'll talk to his people on YouTube tomorrow or Tuesday, and so but we wanted to just give you kind of the high level highlights of it.
And what's the main reason that he has not played Dominic's video outside the paywall?
Sammy has issues with two people in this genre that he hates. One of them's Mikey Scars, and the second one is you, Lee.
Why?
That's a good
I
question,
love I
but
love Monkeys. I mean I love Sammy Gravano. It's I don't feel well about that.
you know what's
He
weird is that you've been around for 2 years, and
three,
so
two and
we
a half, 2.5.
2.5, and we're up to about 11,000. We just passed 11,000 subs, which is actually really good for our genre. We're one of the biggest shows that's not where we're not a mobster or informant. So we have a good
Right.
good following. But Sammy's got what 500 over 500,000 views, but he just does not like it when someone goes after him and puts facts above his lies. He has lied continuously since going on YouTube, and in my opinion, his brand, his content has just sucked since he got rid of the guy James Carroll. He came on during COVID. He came on at the right time. He had a good run for a year or two, but now it's just crap that he's putting out.
And I'm going to show you this right here. This is Sammy Gravano's channel right here. And for people that are joining him thinking that he's going to give them something, and we're going to prove that he's not going to be able to give them anything. Look at the way at the bottom here, the way he's leveled off. I mean, he's not gaining anything, and here he's going down at the very end of this. His show is on a downward spiral. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, it is. And one thing, let's think about this. So if you've got so he's getting less than 2,000 new subs a month. So you think, wow, 2,000's a lot, but he's already got 560,000 subs. So let's take it in this perspective. Let's say you have a channel that's got 5,000 subs. That would be like getting an extra 20 subs a month, or it'd be like our channel. We get 400 or 500 new people a month, but it'd be like us only getting 40 people a month.
Right.
So I mean, he's not getting much, and so the thing is, he's living off what happened in COVID. He got up to 250,000 within a month or two. couple of months, and then he kind of gradually went up to 500 pretty fast, and then afterwards, it's just he's not doing much. And it's just
And I
because
want
his
to show you
stories are
another
stale
thing.
and he's lying.
So I'm going to show you another one too. I'm going to show you the stats of Anthony Ruggiano. Anthony Ruggiano joined his show about a month ago, and he
Yeah,
said he's doing it to help his show. Now
hmm
look at his downward turn since he joined Sammy.
that's amazing.
Right
This is
there.
the first
I
time
mean, you
I've
could see
seen
it.
this. Wow.
So he's joined Sammy, and he said he did it because he wants to be a bigger show. But as you could see, the Sammy effect has had no effect on his show, has it?
Right, it hasn't. It's interesting seeing April where he really jumped up. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
we were playing a lot of his shorts. We had four shorts up at that time,
hmm
and they each are about at 50,000 now. Uh,
Yeah, that's true.
those shorts really got into this. I'm not saying we're responsible for it. I'm sure he did other things too, but he was kind of hot, especially with us with the shorts that we put up on him.
hmm
And then the Sammy effect. Once again, we're talking about a month ago.
hmm
I made some statements. Now, Anthony Ruggiano came back, kind of answering us in a statement. Is that correct?
Yeah, so he did a short where he was saying he was basically what do you say, doing a short about the people that I guess criticized him for going on with Sammy, and so he didn't talk about his. He's trying to say, yeah, I have a relationship with John Gotti. He was friends, but that doesn't mean I can't go on. Sammy Gravano, and his only reason, at least according to his short, is that he felt going that it was a no brainer. He should go on there because it's going to really make his channel grow.
And
It's
as
had the
we see
opposite effect.
right off the bat, there's the interview that happened and everything, and there's no growth that's happening because of his
Nope.
ties with Sammy. Okay.
Nope. And I
So
have and I don't understand, so part of it is with him, people like his stories. He comes across you know, as a interesting person, kind, but he's associated. I really believe that his channel is so. There's two things that has made his channel. One is that he's Fat Andy's son, and two is association with John Gotti. His John Gotti stories are the biggest stories, the ones that get the most views, and then he's got people that like Gotti, support Gotti, and then he's like going
it was
crossing over
very
to the
weird.
dark
It was
side.
very weird. It was very weird what he did. Why you were with Gotti and a gangster like Gotti, and all of a sudden you went to someone like Sammy. That was very strange. And as we see by the numbers, it hasn't helped yet. Hey, it might help, but there's no evidence that it's going to help. And that's
Yeah.
and we're just putting. And listen, we're just putting up stats now. Here you see good growth. You see no
Mhm.
dips. Do you know who this is?
I have no idea.
Mikey Scars.
Oh, Mikey Scars. I see that. Yeah, and
No,
Mikey
yeah, this is
Scars.
Mikey Scar's number, and there's no
Yeah.
effects upward turn on the views. You see that
Mm-hmm.
he's at his highest amount of views in quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Even his subs have gone up
And that's with a
uh,
Patreon. He does, and they put
and
most of
that's
their
yeah.
content on Patreon.
So he has totally been Sammy Gravano's worst nemesis. Okay, and
Nemesis. Yep.
yes, nemesis. Okay, and uh, when you look at that, that proves that you don't need Sammy. And our growth is the same way. Ours does the same thing. And neither one of us are involved with Sammy. A matter of
Right.
fact, we're more negative about Sammy than positive. So you
Yeah.
got our show, you got his show. The growth has been solid. The growth has been good.
Yeah. And
And
Mikey
and
is with. Yeah. No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, and there's no, and nobody tried to jump on that Sammy bandwagon. That doesn't seem to be existing right now, does it?
Right. And that's the point. And then you see that even when he did the thing with Michael Franzese, that he was already at 500,000, where he did that with the with entertainment group. I forget the name of it, but anyway, it didn't really help him too much. And you look at Michael, and he's way over 1 million subscribers. He's gained about 300,000 since that Mafia America
But I'm
series.
but I'm gonna show you something too, and this is
Hmm.
I'm sure. Now explain what's going on with Michael and Sammy as of right now.
Yeah. So right now the issue is they're not talking. They were involved. They were trying to do some business ideas together. Sammy wanted to do his own.
Okay, let's see. Okay, as you can see
Let's
right
see.
here. Okay, I'm sorry, you froze a little bit, James. Just
Yeah,
explain that again.
yeah. So the only thing I was saying is that Michael and Sammy were doing some business together. Sammy was looking at doing like a um, liquor type stuff, and Sammy obviously had distribution with wine, and so unfortunately in the past few months, they're just not getting along, and Sammy's behind the scenes talking bad, excuse me, bad about Michael Franzese, telling him that he's not a true gangster. He never broke an egg, and
And
so it's
Sammy's meeting with people and actually talking smack behind Francis's back. Is that right?
yes, exactly, because a couple of different people I've heard this from.
So if you look at these are Francis's numbers. Same thing. He got involved with Sammy, and you see his numbers going down.
Hmm.
So I'm sure a smart guy like Michael Franzese is looking at this and saying, "Wait a minute." I mean, if you go back to September of last year, I mean, his growth was always, you see this, it was always
Hmm.
above that line. And then when he started talking about the Sammy stuff, it started plummeting. We
Hmm.
would say about February is when he really started getting involved with Sammy, and look at that plummet right there.
Yeah, exactly. Again, that's
Right
what
there,
has
you got that
happened.
plummet, and you got the plummet here. So uh, once again, we're not trying to pick on Sammy. We're just saying that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Yes, we are trying to pick on Sammy, but once again, it's just facts. There's no Sammy impact if he becomes your partner. And Anthony Ruggiano, I guess I just put these up. You can make your own decision. They're
Yeah.
pretty black and white.
Yeah, he
And the
doesn't
fact
need
that,
he doesn't need him to. It's just not going to help him. That's a
yeah.
bottom line
Okay.
on it.
And so let's get into something else here too. Okay. And so we're talking, Sammy has done a few things. Sammy has said that we talked about this, he's attacked Rudolph Giuliani, and that's his right to attack Rudolph Giuliani. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: he said because Giuliani went after him with the RICO, he never got charged with a RICO. He ratted and they got rid of it.
Yeah, he ratted, and he ended up spending between about 4 years and some change, for it. And so, yeah,
So once again, he's blabbering for no reason.
exactly. And he's another one that he's got this Napoleon complex. He also holds grudges. He has this grudge against Giuliani, and there's no reason for it. I mean, Giuliani inevitably, the people in the government accepted that agreement, the cooperation agreement, and so it's just, to me, just a really, it's doesn't make any sense to me. Michael got charged with stuff because of you know Rudolph Giuliani, and he doesn't hold a grudge. He realized the government has their job to do, and he committed the crimes, and that's what happened.
And then he went after this man, Anthony Graziano, too. This is what Sammy's been doing. This is what he does. Uh, Anthony Graziano, he called him a cokehead and he called him soft and a punk, basically.
Hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what he did. Yep.
Okay, so as for the drug thing, there is rumors that he was, okay, but the fact of the matter is, when he had to go to prison, he went to prison. He didn't rat. He took some serious time. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah, he
Exactly.
took
He did. He did it as a
and so he
man,
took
you know.
and
Exactly.
and so here we got a rat, someone that decides that he doesn't want to go to jail, someone that is calling a guy that did his time and didn't rat. He's calling him soft. I think Sammy doesn't understand that's not how it works.
No, it's not. And in fact, in the '90s, he had some murder reps that was associated with him, and so Graziano isn't the punk that Sammy portrays.
Okay, and that's them right there, people. And then we also have two other people. We have John Alight and Jimmy Calandra, two people that were close to Sammy. A matter
Hmm.
of fact, Sammy co-signed both of them, and
Yeah,
he co-signed them, and he pretty much knew they. He didn't even know them. He pretended he did. He said, "Yeah, John Alight's a tough guy." John Alight gave him some money. Then when the time came, he threw John Alight to the curb. Same thing with Jimmy
exactly,
Calandra. When the
100%.
time came, he threw Jimmy Calandra to the curb. I mean, Jimmy Calandra protected him and swore by him and everything like that. Would you say that's accurate, James?
Yeah, it's totally accurate, and I feel like that he was not being, you know, with that interview he did, he was pretty much making fun of Jimmy, and you know, I don't think he was doing it as a any sort of way of helping him, and so, you know, it was I thought that Sammy was not being a good host.
Exactly. And is there anything else that you wanted to talk about while we're still on?
Yeah, so I have a question for you. So one of your biggest interviews, one of the first big interviews you did, this before I came on board, you interviewed Jimmy Calandra, and so didn't was you kind you know there was a disagreement afterwards, but was that due to Sammy not wanting him
Yes.
to? So
Yes.
I thought maybe you could elaborate on that as well because that,
That
in my
was
opinion,
because that's because I told Jimmy I had a video set to go on Alan Kaiser. And when Sammy found out about the Alan Kaiser video, and as if anybody, for people that have to know, Alan Kaiser was a young man that was 16 years old, and Sammy and Louis Miletto, supposedly Louis, there's no evidence of that, they murdered this boy, and
yeah,
uh, and he's been attacking this boy lately. Not attacking him, he's been changing his stories once again, and
right,
that was, and Sammy talked to me on the phone one time, threatened to put his foot up my butt, and he told me that he was going to put his foot up my butt. I could join Team Sammy, which never happened. Uh,
right.
so this is a consistent thing with Sammy. Um, so listen, I'm just a regular guy on here. The fact that, I take it as a badge of honor that Sammy Gravano hates me because that's the reason I came on here in the first place. When I did my
Right.
first show, I came on here because I wanted to. Uh, I remembered back in the '90s when Sammy was the biggest rat going, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
I seen that he was being glorified. So that's why I
Mhm.
came on here, and
Right.
that's the main reason. James, besides that, I appreciate you doing the video with me. And I would like to say, please subscribe, hit like, and the reminder bell, please. Please hit the reminder bell. If you're not being reminded that the show's coming on, uh, hit just redo it and put it back in. I would
Mhm.
appreciate that. And please subscribe to our channel. And we'll have some links underneath, including for Angel Gotti and mine and James' Patreon page.
Yep.
And we appreciate it very much. And thank you and enjoy the video.